Hey guys, it's Colette. Show you, I just started prepping this and I thought, you know what, I'll just go live while I'm putting all these things together. Let's talk hormones, gut health, anything in between, any questions you guys have. I'm not doing a couch talk because I'm at the table, but I wanted to see if I jumped live very last minute to see if anyone had any questions today. Actually making my tea too, if you guys see what I'm doing. I'll do this while I'm waiting to see if people are going to jump on. I actually did a little bit of fasting this morning, intermittent fasting. I do not normally do it. We hear so much about fasting. If you want me to do a live on that, you can search it in the group too. I've probably talked about it quite a few times. This is green tea that I'm doing, and then I'm adding the element tea. And I'm hoping soon I'm going to have code for you guys. I think to save a little bit on it. Stuff is awesome. So I put this one in here. This electrolyte. Don't be afraid of the sodium either. And if you want me to do one on sodium, or if you have a question on sodium, let me know. And if you see this later, this is so good with the raspberry. Oh, yum. If you have a question later, even after the live is done, let me know. If people don't end up seeing this and joining me in time, I'll just talk about rewards and the importance of rewards. So let's do this. So while I'm waiting on this, I'm actually going to go ahead and cut. You guys, look at this. We put the little label on here so we know what it is. This is my broccoli sprouts that has sulforaphane, which helps with estrogen. Getting rid of extra estrogen. And I like to just put it in as many things as I can. I'm going to put it on top of my eggs. Excuse me. Like a tickle. So why am I putting this on my eggs? I'm sure I talked about it in the group because I've been talking about stuff for quite a while, so you can search in the group. But these sprouts have sulforaphane, which helps with estrogen. Cruciferous is also very, very good for you because of the sulforaphane, as well as it's very good for helping with detoxing. It's very good in helping provide. These are green vegetable, helps with brain health and cellular health and immune health and digestive health. So especially if you're not able to digest regular broccoli because it's too gas producing, you might be able to do the sprouts. The sprouts have literally 3 to more times the amount of nutrients than regular broccoli. So getting in those sprouts, even if you want to put them in a smoothie, if you want to put them in a, over any kind of food on, you could do avocado toast and put it on top. So that's just something to keep in mind. Oh, who's joining me? Have any questions? Let me know. So I put it on top of my eggs. This is an omelet. My husband actually made this one for me. If you are noticing, if you're not sure what foods are bothering you, reach out to me. We can talk about how to get you curious so that we can co-create a new wellness plan for you. Or if you need support, if you're working with a doctor. I work with a lot of different doctors. Actually just partnered with a new doctor here in town because I know it's so hard when doctors tell you that you need to do certain things and be able to do them on your own. I used to not be able to eat eggs, and I can eat eggs now. I stayed away from them for quite a while. Found out they were causing me problems, and there's different seasons. We're in different seasons of health, and sometimes depending on the season of health, you might have certain foods that don't love you back, and just realize it's not always permanent. Some of them might stay longer than others, and some of them, there could be a root cause of why there's a problem. And oftentimes getting to that root cause, which I help everyone look through everything through a root cause lens, will get you to the solution. Eggs for me is a good amount, a good blend of protein for me. And I like to add either chicken, If people do dairy, you can add cottage cheese, goat cheese, but usually I like to add chicken or like a ground beef or some kind of protein, other protein with the eggs, because that's not enough protein. If you are having trouble like upping your protein because your digestion is not, it's very slow moving, reach out to me. Let's chat about that and super get curious and see what we can do to change some habits to get that digestion moving better so that you can be able to take in more protein, especially if you're in your 40s and you're trying to optimize your hormones. Here's something I'm noticing more and more is how many younger kids are developing the same problems that we're developing as we age. Now, that's not where I was originally going to go with this talk, but I'm amazed at how many young kids are tired and have gut issues and hormone issues. And I think it has a lot to do with what's in the environment. We can't live in a bubble, but we can protect ourselves and our family from endocrine disruptors. And then just make sure our bodies are detoxing well. Because that if it's not detoxing well, then you can build it up like your cup. It's like me pouring this tea and I just keep pouring even though it's at the brim. That's what happens with our bodies. We just keep pouring and pouring and pouring. And we notice like our bodies start whispering to us. They're like, we got a little jab or a little bit of a stomach ache, and then it goes away. And then it starts yelling, and then it yells louder with more and more symptoms. I think we just need to learn to listen, right? When it starts, the cup is like down here and it starts getting full, like halfway full. Then we're like, okay, what do we need to do to detox this out, dump this out? So that's what I can help you do, is get curious about it with no judgment. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about rewards. Rewards are so important. And anyone that's worked with me knows I am a huge proponent of rewards, of rewarding yourself as you do hard things. Not everything is hard, but when we accomplish something, we're so quick to jump on the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. When in fact, maybe we need to slow down and recognize that we need to give ourselves a reward, a win. So sometimes our small wins might be the fact that we took pills consistently or did a new lifestyle habit that was hard for 3 weeks. And we need to set up a reward for that. Now, I'm not a huge proponent. Sorry, I'm going to get these while I think about them. My enzymes. I'm not a huge proponent, and I'll tell you guys about these in a second. I'm not a huge proponent of food rewards, but that's your choice. I don't have judgment. What I will tell you, and I will educate people when they want the information, is that food rewards create unhealthy habits. And when you do a food reward, it could drive you towards overeating, food addictions, and just unhealthy habits with food. If you notice you're having trouble stopping to eat something, check on if it has the trifecta, which is salt, sugar, and fat. The food industry and food scientists have gotten very smart. I just saw somebody talk about this. If there's that trifecta in a processed food, I mean, if you try to do more whole foods, that's better, but nobody's perfect. In a processed food, that trifecta will make it addictive and you might have trouble with it. So if you notice that you're overeating certain foods, instead of the guilt, just get curious. So you could do a reward around that even and say, like, I had some foods that I felt like I was addicted to, couldn't stop eating. I haven't eaten those in 3 months, and set up a reward, a goal of not eating those foods for 3 months because they don't support you. When we continue to do things that don't support us, our symptoms sometimes will get worse. And then they just pile and stack, right? Till our cup is like overflowing and we don't know where to start. So it's great to start, especially to call me when you're starting you start noticing something. But I can help people even if they're further down the line. It doesn't really matter. Depends on where you want to start. So rewards. Rewarding yourself keeps you going. It focuses on the positive. Why beat ourselves up? Focus on that positive. Is maybe it's a reward. Like I set up rewards with myself for certain goals too. So I have certain goals I want to accomplish, and those goals are on my Well Life Vision Board. If you haven't signed up for my workshop, you'll want to do so because of the fact that it puts your wellness front and center. It puts what you want to accomplish on the board, and it's not like a resolution. You will get there. 80% of the time, I see these boards coming true. And I have found that when I put things on my board, they happen. And I'll teach you how to let go of what's holding you back so you can focus on what you want in the future. So when you set up rewards, you're setting up rewards for a small, maybe smart goal to hit a larger, bigger goal. Maybe the larger goal is that you're able to travel because you don't have as many gut issues, not in the bathroom all the time. You're able to travel because you're not so exhausted that you have the energy to travel. So the picture on the board might be a picture of a place you've always wanted to go, but the reason you're not able to go is because of the fact that you're too exhausted. And international travel, let's say it's an international place, is, there's a time zone issue. So there's things you have to do to get yourself there. I remember before I got in this profession and I was working with a doctor, actually a naturopath, and I was going to take a trip to China, and I was so concerned because I was having pain. And we got to the point where my pain was through the roof. We got to the point where my pain was gone because I was so focused on that end goal that I got there. Now, one of the mistakes I made was not setting up a reward. So it became harder and harder. But I suppose the reward was the trip, right? But the trip would have been on my vision board. And then we work backwards to make it sticky, to make it like it's not just something you see. It's something that's going to happen. Especially things that you feel are a reach, that you feel are like almost challenging, like they can't like you think, oh my gosh, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't believe this anymore. Believe is one of the things. Believe you can feel better. Believe you can get rid of your health issues. Believe your energy will come back. Believe that you start sleeping again. Believe that you're going to lose the weight. And that's a huge part of it. Setting up those rewards to help keep you motivated along the way. So it's something to look forward to. And only taking those rewards for yourself when you accomplish the goal is huge. So think about how you can set up a reward for yourself so that it keeps you going. It keeps you moving along the right path. And what would your reward look like? I would love to know your takeaway and your thoughts down below. Told you I was going to tell you a little bit about the digeszymes. There's so many, this is Designs for Health, but there's so many different supplements out there. I started this one. I've used different enzymes. This is the pancreatic enzymes and Betadine HCl. Betadine HCl is for low stomach acid. So many times we think we have high stomach acid and it's actually a low stomach acid issue. And that's why you're getting symptoms. So this is something to get curious about. It has Betadine HCl in it. These have different enzymes. The oxbile extract in here helps you digest food that is a little bit heavier food. Oftentimes I see people that have mold toxicity are people that get super backed up, constipated, and they start using something like oxbile. Peptidase, malase, pepsin, protease, these are all lactases for milk or dairy. These are all enzymes that can help you digest things easier, whether it's fats, whether it's proteins, whether it's gluten, whether it's dairy. Now, I'm not saying go ahead if it doesn't agree with you, but sometimes it's an enzyme issue, sometimes it's an allergy, sometimes it's a food intolerance. Just depends on what it is. So these can help in digesting your food. Why would we start needing these as we age? Well, because we're not producing the enzymes that we once were to digest our food. So most of the people I see do end up needing to supplement with their meals so that they feel better. So their body just processes, digests things, so things aren't sitting in their stomach for hours causing other problems. So something to get curious about. If you need a link to get these or anything else, any of your other supplements, drop a comment below. I have access to a wholesale professional grade supplement pharmacy. I guess you call it a pharmacy. Where I can set you up an account. You can get just about anything you want. A lot of protein powders are in there. Truvani is not. But there's a lot of protein powders in there. A lot of supplements. The top ones you would find at Whole Foods or any of the top supplement places, Fresh Time. But you get them for less. In full disclosure, I make a small amount. I get all my stuff from there. They have hundreds of brands. It's not just one brand. So drop a link below if you want to get an account there. All right. Thank you, guys. I guess no questions today. If you have a question, just drop it below.